Hello folks, I hope that you are having just one of the best days of your life today. If not, I hope it will be by the time you're done. And then tomorrow will be even better, and even better than that, and so forth. Today we're taking a look at the 17-page short story Cross Purposes by one George MacDonald. This short story is in my collection here. It was published in a collection in 1867. Which is a long time ago. Right around the same time as Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, who was a friend of George MacDonald. And they corresponded. And this short story can feel a little bit like a response piece. Like one of the two main characters is named Alice. She winds up with a guy named Richard. So there is some stuff happening that's here. Although this Alice is a little different. In character and personality, there still is a protagonist named Alice. And the short story feels like it's being written in response to Lewis Carroll's famous tale. So what's going to wind up happening is we're going to be opening up in a place called Fairyland. And the Queen has announced that she wants to bring in a couple of humans to come into Fairyland. So we find out in the first chapter that two different people in the kingdom volunteered. The first is a fairy, and the fairy has volunteered and said, "Hey, I want to do this. Let's help myself out." And then the second one is a goblin. The goblin's name is Toadstool, and he says, "Hey, I want to help out too." And so they both set out after the Queen says them to do so, and then they'll set on a quest to find two people. And then one of them, the fairy, will find Alice. And then the Toadstool found Richard, and they're both children, and they will slowly be transported to Fairyland. And that's Journey to Fairyland, and what happens afterwards is our story for today. And it's a fun story. A lot of things are happening in it. I enjoyed it. Giving it an 8 out of 10. It was definitely well written. It has a lot of nice words and nice verbiage and nice descriptions of Fairyland and their journey and what happens. And it's very fun. And engaging as a story. I can certainly see why the editor of his collection chose to include this. There are 5 stories that were in the 1867 collection. Only 2 are in this collection. But I can see why the writer chose, the publisher chose rather, Penguin Classics chose this one to include in there. Because it's a strong story. And then that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead. I don't want to spend too much of your time with it. It's only 17 pages. It only took me like maybe 25, 26 pages for me to actually knock out last night for the first time in my deep dive into all things George MacDonald. A very, very influential writer in fantasy. And he was a very influential icon during his time. He was sought after for spiritual advice and people that had questions and would write him letters. And he was a pastor. And so he was very, very much a spiritual icon during his time. And that's it. George MacDonald. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read this short story? Cross Purposes by George MacDonald. I would be happy to engage you with it further if you have. Whether you agree or disagree with my take of an 8 out of 5, 8 out of 10, rather, and so forth. I would be happy to engage you with it further. If you like this video, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more fantasies like this, science fiction, and horror to follow. And then finally, hey, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of the day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're being pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have a great day.